I got one. I think that's you. If I can figure out how to work it. Okay, I don't know that person. I'm not going to allow you to come in. Sorry. How do I... Can I reject it? No. Can't reject it. So there you go. They have to ask to sit down. So VIP, I don't know you, and we have a program that we're doing. So I appreciate you being here, but you can't sit. Thank you. Okay. It worked. I'm so excited. Now I just got to get some more ministry partners in here to help me out with it. All right, let me see. First of all, sorry over there in the YouTube world. Today is going to be a little bit crazy because I'm trying to figure out what all we need to actually do for this whole thing to be a ministry, meaning multiple people. So I'm trying to see if my ministry partners can come in. So, Farmer's Wife, all you have to do is touch the join on any of these boxes, wherever you want to sit, and then it will ask me if you can sit with me. And then I'll have to give you permission. That's how that works. So, let's just go over a little bit of stuff. The Restore the Way is basically going to be, hang on a second, I want to get into things so I can tell my friends. About people that has anxiety, people that has struggles of any kind that they cannot really deal with on a daily. So let everybody know. All right, now whenever you come in, Farmer's Wife, you can get on the video, but there should be something without that too. So just take a look at it. If you know how to explain it to other people, then that would be great. Okay, you did it. So what did you do to make that happen? Can you hear me? Do I have you on Bluetooth? Oh, hold on a second. All right, how about now? I can hear you. I think I heard a dog bark. Yes, perfect. Okay. So what did you have to touch to be able to get it with no video?
I just hit it and then it just let me.
I know there's like a two.
Apply.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just waited a little bit.
Okay, cool. So I thought I gave you the option to be on video or not be on video. So it's cool. So I'm going to show you kind of what we're going to do. So have you ever heard about the 12-step program?
No.
Okay. So it's usually for people who have a drug addiction or alcoholism or something like that. Or in my case, my brother was an alcoholic. And I was considered, our family was considered an alcoholic family, which is, you would be considered like Al-Anon and Alateen and all that stuff that goes to those meetings because you have an addictive person in your family. So, those 12 steps are involved in that. And that helps you to deal with things you can't control. And so the whole anxiety that people get is because that we always try to just control everything. In everything that's happening in our world, we want to be able to control it. And honestly, you're not going to be able to control everything. I just noticed Bethany, who's in my family in Star Maker, is live on TikTok. So she's not going to be able to be part of it. But we're going to go live the same time she does. Maybe we can, what is that word? They do something. I should have changed the name of it. It'll be okay. I'm learning. That's what we're going to say. Crystal is just learning. Now I'm on TikTok. Now I'm getting ready to get on Facebook Live. So that way we can continue to help people there. Now, what I had done was, and I usually would tag people too. Hello, everybody. Let me show. Every time I do this, don't break the mirror. Every time I do this, the Facebook one is angled just perfectly to see my closet. I'm like, oh gosh, okay, wrong thing. It has been hectic for me today. I think I'm going to try to like relax more because I don't think I do a very good job at relaxing. But so I got up, I started doing schoolwork, and then I heard Dad outside mowing the grass. Made me feel guilty. We were supposed to help him with it tonight, and we couldn't. I'm not sure if that's that girl or not, but I can't. Whoever just come in, I can't like accept you in because you're not part of our ministry yet, and we aren't sure what you're wanting to do. So we have to make connections outside of my live in order for you to join our live. Okay. So hi there. Thank you for sharing it for me. Oh wait, it's telling me to share it with her. There we go. Ooh, I'll stick it in there. So in TikTok, I actually have a chat over there for Kingdom Minded. So we're going in all these different platforms, not just on Star Maker. And so it's becoming a big thing. It's becoming good. God is helping us to expand. So again, what we're doing, I think, is helping people. I had and I think you might know him. He goes by Jay Lee on the Star Maker. You remember him?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's actually contacted me after like 2 years. I mean, it's been a while since he's been active on Star Maker. And so he said that he's been in rehab. So he has like all of the stuff from being a part of the 12-step program. He's went through the program itself. Not only that, but he also, I wonder if that could be him. I'm just going to say number 100109808260. You have to put a name on there. If you're Jay Lee, then I'll accept you. But if you're not, I'm not doing it. He has to make a new account. I'm pretty sure he knows how to do it, right? So, but he's planning on joining us as well for this particular one. I should have messaged him, but I didn't do it. I told him what times. Okay. Again, that's the main thing. If people can just come in and see if we're online around 6 or 7 at night. I plan on doing this every night, Monday through Saturday. And then Bible Worldwide starts at 9 o'clock, which we're going to try to get to it by 9. And so we can probably just go through the whole thing. Now, if you get busy, I'm not mad at you if you have to leave, but I'm really glad you're here. I need to probably, I don't know if I have you on here as an admin. Let me see if I can. Or you can even disconnect if we have to. There's manage. Set as an admin. All right, you've been promoted. Now you're an admin. So if somebody comes in and acts stupid, then you can boot them.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let me get my stuff out. The way that we do this usually, for the Restore the Way, first of all, we got to tell everybody we're not therapists. We are not legally somebody you can go to for any kind of assistance in your mental health. We are just people who want to get together and help each other as much as we can, just from peers working together kind of thing, and talking about what we have. So what I do, and this is something you can do if you want, because I won't be able to do this, but I put the connected the websites for Celebrate Recovery. So it's CELEBRATE.recovery. Puts a space in it, of course, because we want them to just be able to copy it and paste .com. So you got to make sure. Oh crud! There we go. So that is, and if I had a way, see, like on TikTok, I can actually pin that, and I don't know if we can now. Let me see if it'll let me. Nope. It won't let me. But anyway, that's a place you can go to get resources and actually go through the program full on, like you normally would if you needed assistance, right? So we're on here. Hi there, Oliver. We're here to get people familiar with it. We're here to promote it, to help people find things that's going to help them. So that one is the Christian based. That one is the one I would say is the best because it teaches you the way that I believe, which is Christianity. Now, if you don't believe in that, because I'm just going to mention this, we are worldwide. And we want to be in ministry to help people, not try to push our religion on people. So the 12-step program, which is 12 steppers, let me write that in there for y'all. So this is what you could type in for me while we're here, throughout the thing, is these connected things I just did. That's 12steppers.org. So those are places you can go and actually get the help that you're wanting from, whatever they can offer you. In Star Maker, we are going to offer group therapy. We'll probably do like testimonials. We can probably even do like sponsorship, because you can close the room, right? And we can actually sit and talk to people and let them talk their problems out and kind of help go through the 12 steps together. So with the Celebrate Recovery, they said if you use their stuff, then you have to be exclusively Celebrate Recovery. So we really kind of can't use their stuff. We'll probably make it up the way we want to. They only have 8 steps. They don't have 12. They combine a couple of the steps from 12 steppers. But again, that's where you would go for the information. Now, I got you set up. You'll just help me out and typing that in occasionally. We can probably make a chat for this. I think we do have one. And then just put those 2 things in that chat so you can go in and copy it and paste throughout the entire live. So when new people come in, they'll see it. Okay, I'm going to go over here. I've already asked Chris if he would do it. And TikTok, I don't think, Facebook's not very busy. But TikTok, I get quite a few views. I do get a lot of views on Facebook, but they don't actually come into my live. They just kind of do it in the background. So that's cool, because Facebook shows me how many people has watched. .com. CelebrateRecovery.com. And see, it's hard for me to type and do all this together. That's why I need admins in here to help. 12 steppers. Now, here's the thing, Farmer's Wife, the reason that I do it. And I'm going to give you my testimony as to why I do this type of ministry. First of all, I've already explained my brother was an alcoholic. So, I actually had to witness him passing away from alcoholism, which is a horrible death. And I don't want to ever see anybody else have to go through that. So I'm on here to help others not have to go through that, right? Try to promote them and get them the attention and the affection that they need to find the things that can help them. That's the first thing. Then the second thing is I have had trauma in my life. I was taken to Florida against my will when I was about 27. It was in 1996. I was about 23 years old. And I was taken against my will by my boyfriend to Florida. And we live in Kentucky. So it's quite a ways away. And so I had that trauma, and I kept choosing the wrong men. I kept having promiscuous relationships. It was horrible. And, I knew what I wanted to have, but I wanted to have my mom and dad's life because my mom and dad had been married 50-something years. Anyway, so they had been married so long, you know what I mean? And so I searched the wrong places. This guy's asking me how much against my will. Okay, let's put it like this. So the night before the situation happened, he wants to hear it all, so that's what it's for. If we spend all the time up till the time I do Bible Worldwide, I'll tell you all about it. So we went to, we had a little party at my house. My cousin came over and her husband and my boyfriend. So we were all 4 sitting in there hanging out the night before, and he's drinking and he's doing drugs. This guy that took me to Florida. And so I don't know what happened, if I said something to him to trigger him and make him mad, but he immediately stopped, looked at me. His eyes were not colored at all. They were like black. You're always saying it's my fault, blah, blah, blah. I mean, just going off. Came at me. My cousin, the girl, who's no longer with us, another traumatic thing that happened in my life, she took up for me, and they started actually fighting. So I went, because I didn't even have a phone. This dude, we lived in like a crack area of town. So I think they were probably doing that kind of drug too. I don't really know. I wasn't doing that. I drank, and that's all I did. But I was sober enough, especially at that point, to know that he was wanting to hurt me. So I went next door to the lady's house, because I had to not go to an apartment building because all of them were crackheads. So I went to an actual house. It was so bad in the area, the woman would not open the door for me. I'm crying, I don't have any shoes on or anything. I'm like, bolt, I go to do this. So I go out and I go to my neighbor's house, a neighbor to the apartment building. I go in and I tell her, or I say to her, she's like, I'm not opening the door. I said, well, can you at least call the police? She said, yeah. I said, okay. So I go, of course, I think I'm yelling through there my address or something, I don't know. But I'm hiding because there's, over at the apartment when I'm watching, glass is breaking, doors are knocking off the hinges, all kinds of crazy stuff from my cousin and him fighting. So here I am, like trying to be in a place, because I know he's coming after me, and if he leaves there, he's coming after me. So I'm hiding in the bushes waiting for the police to come. Of course, I should have probably went back and fought with her on him, but at this point, I had never been old school fighting and doing all that stuff like she was. She was a rough one. She was rough from the get-go. Her husband, I'm sure, helped her. I don't know all of the details. I wasn't there. So anyway, the police came. They go up. I go over to them as the police pull up. I go over to them and I tell them what's happening. We go up to the apartment building, into the apartment. It was upstairs. And we go in and he'd already left. So again, I'm hiding in the bushes. He could have very well found me. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what in the world? This is all hindsight. So I'm like, the Lord was watching me and I wasn't even saved then, girl. So I go upstairs and the police are there and everything. And they're like, we really think that you should go take out an EPO on this man because he's really, abusive. And I'm like, okay. So we get in her car and we head down there. I didn't take nothing with me when I left. I wasn't thinking. I was out of my mind about it. So I went ahead and left. And we went down to the police station, which was pretty far. We lived in the suburbs and we had to go down to the actual city in order to get this EPO out on him. So I did that. And then we were up late. Finally got home. I went to her house because my apartment had been ramaged. I mean, all of the windows had been knocked out. He had torn everything up. My mom said that there was a hatchet laying, and this is when they came over to see if I was okay, because the story was, hold on, I'll get to that. I'm getting ahead of myself. So she took me to her house. I stayed the night. He drives my car to her house. The guy does, the next morning. And he's standing over. He's like, I need to talk to Crystal. She's like, okay, but if nothing happened, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm good. I'm leaving. He's all nonchalant. And, of course, I had no experience like this in my life. So I was like, okay. And so my cousin let him and I sit in her room and talk about what was going on and what was going to happen. I'd already made plans to move back to my parents. I'd already talked to my parents about moving back with them. The apartment was gone. So the plan was just to pick up my stuff and head out. Well, then we're in the thing and everything's going the way we want it to. He's like, I gotta leave because now I have this EPO out on me. He didn't tell me that he was a previous felon. And when you have a EPO, then you're violating your previous felony, whatever, I don't know. So he had to leave town. I did not put all of this together. I was young and in a very protective type of family. We never experienced any of this. This is how crazy that everything was. Whenever I went to my apartment, because he was like, okay, we're good, and my best friend came over, we went over and got her or whatever. Come to find out, she was cheating with him behind my back. More trauma. And so my best friend, like, cheating with this crazy guy. Anyway, but that was even before all this stuff came out. So he's still in the car. He's still with me the whole time. So finally, once it starts getting later, I start to get ready to work on the house to get ready to move back home. He's going in, supposedly getting his stuff packed, right? I wasn't packing for a vacation or to leave quickly, but he was. So he had most of his stuff packed in my car. Or no. I just think he had it packed. I can't even remember, you guys. This is all like blacked out in my mind because it was so painful. So, the guy left that was wanting to know all this crap. Imagine that. Anyway, so the police came to serve the EPO. And you can imagine he got pretty freaked out. And so he did what he could to make sure he wasn't going to go to jail. But I didn't know all the stuff about jail because my family never had none of that. So he said, do me a favor. I don't want to go to jail. Just tell them that I'm not here. And I'll go back in the bedroom. I'm like, okay. Because I'm thinking if everything is going to go the way we're saying here, it's going to be fine. Right? So he goes and hides, and I tell the police that he's not there. I even pulled out, I'm the one that put it out on him. He's definitely not here. So he had me tricked. He had me fooled. And so when they left, he went off. And he wanted to leave right then, right now. We got to go right now. I didn't get anything that I normally wear with me. I wasn't thinking straight. I had no idea what was going on. He took me against my will to Florida. Because I already knew if I was to have to fight him on my own, there would be some really major problems happening. I may not have left that apartment building alive. So I did just like somebody who is caught in human trafficking. You abide by what the perpetrator is telling you to do. You don't go against that, or you may not have a life after that. Now, hindsight, now that I'm older, I can think of a million things that I could have done differently, but I didn't. So we wind up down there for 5 days. I had to sell my blood. I mean, it might have even been longer than that. I know for 5 days we ate peanut butter and jelly. And when we ran out of that, I had to sell my blood to be able to eat. So thank you so much. Appreciate you, Bonnie. So yeah, been through a whole lot. I got a lot of trauma, a lot of stuff that I can promise you I've had to overcome. Because I had a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of things. When I came back from that trip and finally left him with nothing but the clothes on his back, when he finally left the keys in the car, my parents drove 16 hours to come and get me. And then we stayed in the hotel that night and left the next morning to come home. My dad got a ticket driving 95 and a 55. So all kinds of fun stuff happened. And so I had pushed all those feelings down because when I got back and they said, oh, you need to go get therapy. I'm like, well, why do I need to have therapy? Well, something has had to happen in your childhood that made you do this. Made you pick this kind of guy. I'm like, what? No way. I mean, I'm thinking, okay, you're accusing my parents of doing something bad to me, or, in my situation, and that's the reason. I said, they just drove 16 hours to come and get me. They would never do that. Well, come to find out, when we had stayed with somebody when I was younger, they did something to me. So that's why I say do not let anybody, just anybody, have your kids. So, moving on, because that's very touchy, very hard to talk about. And some people in my family still don't know because it would crush them. So all of that was why they said that I needed to have therapy, but I didn't believe it, because there's no way my parents would have done something like that to hurt us or hurt me. So anyway, moving along, that's why. That's another reason why I do what I do. Because I had a mental breakdown from not believing these people that told me in 1996, 97 that I needed to do that. And so I continued on without any kind of help or therapy or any kind of 12-step or any kind of anything. And I got married to the wrong men. I got married to people who tried to unalive me in my sleep. I got married to people whose ex-wives tried to undo my tires, bolts, so that it would come off while I'm driving on the highway. I had lots of people trying to hurt me my whole life since my adulthood. The only time I had a good life was when I was a kid. So you understand why I didn't believe it. And it took until last year, when I was actually working with the children, to figure out that happened to me. I had memories of things that happened, but it was just bits and pieces, because I couldn't remember the entire moment, right? You just have highlights of that time. But when I talked about my memory to somebody that's very close, they said, that makes sense. So, yep. So that's why. And I don't want to have to hear of anybody else. First of all, that's my project. That's my junk, okay? What I've noticed is that people have hang-ups, habits, and hurts that they cannot get over in their own lives, not just mine. Let's put mine aside. I'm over that. I mean, I'm still kind of going through some of it. That's why I'm getting back into the 12 steps, because what happens is once you've been hurt like that, you kind of want to control everything in your life so it don't happen again. We get these rules in our mind. I don't want to let this happen again. I've got to control the situation. If this person does this, then I've got to do that. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about, but okay. Anyway, so it's really important to me that we are able to help everybody that we can, because that's part of the 12 steps. That's the final step, is helping other people get better. And I know people are going to say, oh, I don't need it.